Pure Michigan. What a great campaign that has been for about a generation. And there's nothing more pure Michigan than Mike Ilitch in the late 50s, a former minor league baseball player opening up the first ever Little Caesars Pizza in Garden City, 1959. What followed? Ownership of the Red Wings, of the Tigers, of the Fox Theater, moving Little Caesars downtown right there on Woodward, and revitalization of downtown Detroit, Michigan. That is pure Michigan. And speaking of that great state, the #1 player in the class of 2025 out of Brother Rice High School is a right-handed pitcher. His name, Ilitch, Blake Ilitch. Let's get to know the young man who is pure Michigan.
We're going to have Blake Ilitch on the mound. Blake is a 14U Festival player. You probably recognize the name Ilitch.
There's that fastball though, David. You wanted to see it a little bit more, and that's a lot to handle.
I mean, I just enjoy the game. Just being out there and being competitive. I mean, it's just fun. It's a fun game. And yeah, just being competitive out there and, playing to win.
He was just one of those youngest brothers with the chin on the fence, just soaking it all up. And then it didn't take him long until in the backyard he's hitting lefty, hitting right, and they're trying to hit wiffle balls over the house, right? And then I have to go and try and figure out how to get him out of the gutter.
Baseball in Michigan, it's freezing cold, so always a way to get on the field or work out. If it's snowing, you got to go inside. We'll get 30-degree weather, in March. If I have to go indoors, I have to go indoors. It's not the best sometimes. It's definitely not Georgia, but yeah, definitely just always, work hard, and no matter the season.
He loves to play with pitches, and he loves to strike guys out. He's like, how do I throw a curveball at 8? I'm like, you don't. So.
With my curveball, one of the things I'm trying to do is always keep it hard and down in the zone. I do my best there with that. And then, yeah, throwing everything with fastball speed, Sliders are throwing hard now, 90, 95, 85, in the bigs. That's a pitch I definitely have to, throw hard.
What a great scene here at Comerica Park in this wonderful city of Detroit.
Mike Ilitch is my grandpa. He owned the Red Wings, Tigers, the Fox Theater, Little Caesars.
Pizza.
I'm always looking for information about him, just anything. It's just really cool to hear and inspiring, really inspiring. Random people you see on the street will have a connection with him, and you'll be like, wow, he really did that.
Mike Ilitch turned a Rust Belt town into a large market sports mecca.
It's just cool to hear, as a grandson. At the time, when I was young, 7 years old, I was young at the time, so I understood it, but I didn't really understand. I had this privilege, and yeah, he really inspires me. One of the things I do every single time before I pitch is I write Mr. I out there just to think of him and, always play for something kind of like that.
We were raised with can do, and that's what my mother is, that's what my father is, and so one of the things I think is important though is as we go into different stages of our life is to illustrate and to show the younger people that anything is possible. So it's one thing for me to say that, but it's another thing for me to say, well, I'm gonna go write, record, and release music, and I'm gonna get 15 million streams. My goal is to get 300 million streams, and I'm gonna play these venues, and I'm gonna launch this portion of my career at this stage in life. If you really want to do something, put the work in, you can do it.
I like the music. I gotta say, I got 8 out of 10. I like it. But yeah, ever since Little League, he's been there for me. He was my coach at 12. We've grown this awesome relationship through baseball that I couldn't imagine how it would be brought up without it. I'm definitely working hard, always keeping a positive attitude. So wherever you go, always try and stay positive. And always work, and we'll always work hard. Those were the two things I kind of definitely took from him. I always loved, pitching, throwing breaking balls. I was just yeah, I could see myself playing college one day. And if I can, get drafted.
A fun story about the Ilitch family. It was earlier this year that Michael Lorenzen, then a Tiger, needed a throwing partner. Lorenzen's agent reached out to Atanas Ilitch. Atanas immediately thought it'd be a great chance for Blake to go down and play catch at Comerica. He texted him. He was available. He picked him up so he could give him a ride down. And on the drive down, Blake let him know, "Dad, I've never been inside the Tigers clubhouse." Shocking, right? An Ilitch that has never been inside the Tigers clubhouse. Dad made it clear the reason it hadn't occurred is because that's a church-like environment, meaning that's their private place. That's their office. You must respect the sanctity of the locker room. Nothing handed to Mr. Ilitch. He's earned it all. The #1 player in the state of Michigan.